Welcome back to Quest Stories. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be playing some more of the Talos Principle 2. If you're enjoying the series so far, do be sure to subscribe and click the bell to make sure you get notified of new uploads. I'm also doing playthroughs at the moment of the Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Super Mario Galaxy. They're both quite far along, so actually, I think Oracle of Ages might not be so far along, but Mario Galaxy, I think, is definitely coming close to the end, so there'll be new things on the channel as well. Let's swap to the game. Let's just wait for it to load. Here we go. So, in the last episode, Byron was stolen by the megastructure, and I am now back in New Jerusalem, ready to explore. I'm going to quick shout out to Scott from Let's Play Easy Mode, who very much inspired this channel. Some great stuff. Legit.
Hey, good luck, 1K.
Unfortunately, the audio keeps doing that where it skips dialogue, and it's a shame because it's under Drennan Memorial, Tablets of the Founder, Milton's Rest. Using the simulation, Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo, and a Memorial Pavilion. Alright, let's have an explore. So what was over here again? Alexander Drennan Memorial, Tablets of the Founder, and Milton's Rest.
May the founder be with you.
Da 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 da. I think the game heard me. Had me. Create 1,000 citizens, the ideal number of humans. Live in harmony with nature. Maintain balance in all things. Why 1,000? Be respectful towards each other. Respect the traditions of our people. Be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. Be thankful to the progenitor Alexander Drennan. Be thankful to the keeper of memories Arkady Chernyshevsky. Keep bright the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. I really hope this monument wasn't made by Alexander Drennan. Because I'm thinking this is after she was dead already, and it was robot people making that. I know we call ourselves humans as well, but I need some way of distinguishing we are going to be robot people. Hello, Thekla.
Founder bless you, 1K. Now is the time of our great testing. The deceiver Byron has been slain.
Excuse
and
me?
We must turn away from the path of sin, or suffer the same fate.
Yeah, why do you hate Byron so much?
Because the values he teaches are evil. He wants to violate the earth with human filth, blacken the skies, and kill the oceans.
And you're okay with him being dead? That's not okay either. If you think that, you're an idiot. Cast. That's just saying a
The
fact.
tools of the sinner cannot be used to raise the sinner's palace. Never forget that, 1K.
I just don't like people who dance on other people's graves. I don't really care who that person is. Even if he was an arsehole, I wouldn't like that conversation. Be prudent, conserve energy. Frivolous behaviour harms everyone. And it's not like he doesn't listen to reason either.
You must be 1K. Nice to meet you. Despite how strange everything has become in this city. It
Sorry, I didn't
seems
catch
to
your name.
me that
Jefferson.
we're slowly remembering the lessons Alexandra Drennan tried to teach us. Trying to actually live up to the legacy of our ancestors.
Familiar voice. I hope so. I'm not sure it's the right direction though. I don't actually know much about her. Did she believe him? Yeah, I'm a fish out of water. I need to know more.
She believed in us, 1K. In our inherent value. And in our ability to transform the cosmos and create meaning.
What would Alexander Draymond think about the goal? What would Alexander Draymond tell us to do? What would Alexander Draymond do about the megastructure? And I should go. Yeah. What would Alexander do anything about the goal?
I think it would make her very, very sad.
Oh, I get to ask all of these. Okay, megastructure.
The same thing she'd do with any technology. Discover how it works and apply that knowledge for the common good. She worked to the very last moment of her life to ensure that
Good
we
answer.
had free will. I don't think she would tell us anything. Have a nice
I should
day.
go. Shepard? Jefferson? Oh, listen. I can listen to a basketball on a city.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
I think I might be getting the point of this game that it's not about the robots, it's about the person playing it, isn't it? It's a message to them.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone.
Like
you
yourself.
listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember.
Okay, I'm going to just propose then. Whoever you are, however far in the future, and you've just found this video, you'll listen to me relay a message of someone saying about the same idea, which isn't even real. I'm a real human. That is an actor. Just so you're aware.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves.
I wasn't really listening to that because I was just thinking about the implications of what I just said. If you thought that I was fictional, did I just break the fourth wall in a sort of weird suddenly look at the camera? Ah! Okay, let's listen to this properly.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves.
We reshape the world in our image. Sounds almost religious.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself. with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Right, if the sound just goes quiet for a second, just look into them. Actually, I'll pause for just 1 second. Right, the reason I paused was the phenomenon described there is something I wanted to talk about, and I have a really good example of this experience when visiting a museum in Portsmouth. It's no longer there, about the RMS Titanic. And there were people sort of gathered round because they'd got the prop of the jewel from the film. There was people gathering around that, and I just found it so weird when you've got these artifacts from real people and people were flocking to this thing from the film that wasn't. And I saw this one thing. It was this pocket watch that belonged to a man called Robert H. Of course, I forgot the name. Robert H. Not Blake. Oh, my memory is terrible. I literally just looked this up just to double check what the name was. Robert H. Morris. And that the pocket watch had stopped when it hit frozen water, which just hit me so hard because of the fact that this was a working watch. That's what a watch does, is a watch ticks. And it did that right up until the sinking of the Titanic, and it's never ticked since. And there was something just so strange about that. Like, that entire span of time since then, it's been in the same state. It's been in that broken state since the Titanic sank. It was working before that. It just blew my mind, like a connection to history, almost like I touched a part of this person's soul. It was so strange. If you ever had an experience like that with history, do please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear things like that. Oh, why is this closed off? We have a feather. Is it Rock's feather? Does it let me go boing? Anyone watching the Link's Awakenings? No, not Link's Awakening. Oracle of Ages series will know what I'm talking about there. You like sand? I hate it. It's coarse and rough. It gets everywhere. Oh, so that was the Alexander Brenneman Memorial. Memorial. Are these bus stops or just benches?
Good to see you, 1K.
Alemakos. She sounded like, oh, my D key's not working then. Radochka. Adios. I wonder if some of these people are maybe devs. People who help them out, because I know they often do that with games. Be constant, remember the goal. Perfection is unchanging. Humans invented complex magnification devices in order to better understand the component parts of the world they inhabited. This led to major discoveries in biology, physics, philosophy, and many other fields. Simple utensils used to transport nutrients to an ancient human's mouth, often found in conjunction with a knife and spoon. Of course, this is just nonsense to one of these robot people, isn't it? What this funny device? It's like how an ancient human would see a USB stick. A printed edition of the complete works of Straton of Stragella, the materialist philosopher who defined the Talos Principle, edited by Athanasios T. Huber. I'll be butchering names. The ancient human mastication apparatus required frequent maintenance. This device is theorized to be an advanced electrical tool for this purpose, although some scholars maintain that its actual use was ritualistic and intended to mark the sunrise and sunset. It's a toothbrush! Although I guess ritualistic and marking the sunrise isn't entirely untrue, it sort of is. An ancient human projectile weapon used in hunting, warfare, law enforcement, crime, and personal protection. Produced en masse and used around the world. On average, ancient humans killed hundreds of times the population of New Jerusalem per year. Oh, that's a weird thought. Yeah, but it's on average per year, not like on average per person. I'm going to kill 1,000 people this year. No, YouTube, that is not a threat. No, FBI, that is not a threat. It is a joke. Yeah, so this stuff is really quite old and broken down. I wonder how long we are since the apocalypse. A jigsaw puzzle. Ancient humans derived meaning and enjoyment from problem-solving activities, as noted by the progenitor Alexander Drennan. While the item on display was created for small children, ancient humans of all ages voluntarily engaged in such activities. I've kind of got a bit of an unfair advantage as the protagonist, being an actual human with these memories of like seeing the toothbrush thing as just silly. Rat. Smell a rat. It was a gift shop. Currency was an ancient human medium of exchange which played a significant role in their systems of labour and resource distribution. Intense conflicts sometimes erupted over the possession of these objects, leading to injuries or even deaths. The phrasing makes it sound so... Intense conflicts sometimes erupted over the possession of these objects. It makes it just sound so silly. An inflatable sphere used in the popular ancient human game known as football or soccer. Football, please. This game was played around the entire globe and aroused great passion in its followers. It was also often simulated digitally, most notably in the form of Football Glory 1994. Let me guess, that was made by Crow Team. Oh. Hello, you meditating? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, I'm just...
Thunder bless you, friend.
What do you do?
I'm meditating.
Yeah,
Letting go of narratives like time, space.
Again, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Simply allowing the illusion that is my ego to merge with everything that surrounds it.
Sounds like a beautiful experience of unity. That sounds like a horrific violation of the conscious self.
It's not unity, but the absence of division.
What's the
There
difference?
was never a self or an other in the first place.
I'm not sure I agree. Who are you? What do you think about everything the expedition has uncovered so far? How have I not asked who are you?
The name I currently go by is Belmarsh. As to
Like the
who I
prison.
am, that changes and
Hang on,
shifts.
Belmarsh and
don't you
Alcatraz.
find? Every person is an ongoing story, full of twists and turns and surprises.
We've got two people here named after prisons. What do you think about everything the expedition has uncovered so far?
I wouldn't worry too much about any of it. The Founder is an idea, a story we collectively tell ourselves. There is no truth for you to discover, and all these amazing technologies are really just more stories for us to believe or disbelieve.
Oh, but stories are also interesting, and you seem very uninterested by them. my philosophical thoughts are probably completely filled with contradictions that I hope you point out in the comments, because I'd love to know just how bad it is.
Welcome back, 1K.
And panda. Imagine having a name that includes the word panda. A piece of sanitary hardware used to dispose of biological excretions resulting from food and water intake, required to power ancient human biology. Such hardware was connected to a vast network of subterranean pipes leading to wastewater treatment facilities, a classic example of ancient infrastructure used to control their impact on the environment. To a certain extent, though, the amount to which we bother tends to just be the amount that we don't want the environment being bad for us. Like, there's smog in the city, oh no, now everyone hates being in the city, let's stop the smog. It's not very often the badgers don't like the smog, let's stop the smog. Okay, it's a weird example, but you know what I mean. A massage aid used by ancient humans to combat muscle fatigue and other physical ailments common to biological organisms. This prevented pain, the ancient human equivalent of error codes 704, 705, and 921-932. Okay, so pain is 4 things. The day you learn. Nope, rat back. Galapagos. Isn't that Pokemon? Dosicles. You alright? You look drunk.
Oh, it's you, 1K. You're back from the expedition. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about that replication technology you found. You have to get hold of it, 1K. You have to. If you don't, I think I'm gonna die of loneliness. And I think this whole city's gonna slowly suffocate. I mean, do you really think the founder would have designed such a large city if she intended for us to stop at 1,000 inhabitants? That's not even enough to fill a village.
Oh, that's a very binary decision. I promise that I'll do my best, or I'm sorry it's too dangerous. I feel like they've got decent reasons for wanting to limit the population, but at 1,000 does seem very steep, considering that they're only inhabiting this one tiny little place. Not to mention, like, right now, there are so many animals where their ecosystems rely on the fact that humans are here. Like raccoons. Raccoons are doing better than ever because of humans. So I'm not entirely sure a bit of spreading isn't actually positive for the environment. It's just going overboard to the point where you're wrecking things because you're exerting too much control. But I don't want to make a promise if I can't keep it. I'm not saying I promise I'll do it, I'll say I promise I'll do my best, which means I'll try and bring it back. It also doesn't mean that I'm okay with them using it, just that it makes sense to have the technology on hand to be able to study it. Just like they've got this museum. Yeah, I'll bring it back.
Thanks. I don't know how much longer I can go on
It's just
feeling
lost knowledge.
like this.
And cat. I can pet the cat. Very fairy. And that's how you get the good ending. Knows that bit? Peaceful, huh? Okay, yeah, don't go in the deep water because I'm not good at getting wet. Yeah, it's odd that we're called humans even though we're clearly a different species. I mean, like, we don't have artificial skin. It's not like androids when they're meant to look like humans. Or, like, they don't eat, don't drink. There is the sleep protocol thing. Yeah, that's the point. Human consumption is on an individual level, like eating a portion of food or drinking an amount of liquid. On the most basic level. Obviously, later you get to sort of societal things like power, but to a robot, the primary thing is power, as like at a societal level. Having a power grid is like having a production line of chickens. So it's kind of odd that the robots require society to have their things work. I wonder how, if they could adapt to just being one robot out in the middle of nowhere. Ren 632.
You're 1K, aren't you?
I'm indeed.
I would like to ask you something, if that's okay.
Okay. I don't have any choice in the matter.
Lately, I've been feeling kind of insecure. Seeing the pictures of the megastructure that your team sent.
I really wish I'd explored it.
I've started wondering whether the dome is kind of pointless. The dome was meant to contain us, contain our impact. That's what the founder intended, right? But did she? If she did, why would she build the megastructure?
Maybe she never really believed that. Maybe it's a test. Doesn't matter, you should stick to your principles. Maybe she changed her mind. I believe it's sticking to your principles, but it's also a good idea to question your principles. Not like holding... Yeah, the worst thing you can do is hold a principle and do something else. But holding a principle blindly can also be dangerous. That's how people get like bigoted. Maybe she changed her mind. Yeah, because that's the thing, is that you can have a change of heart about different subjects. And that isn't necessarily a betrayal of your principles. It may actually be a discovery that your principles go deeper.
If that's possible, then it feels like nothing is certain anymore. I don't know where that leaves us. You could be right, though. Thanks for the chat. I hope you find Byron.
Yep, that's as far as I'm going over that. Oh, thank you for the... Good luck. Of course, with the whole conservation thing, I'm starting to worry, am I changing this entire society by talking to everyone? Should I be trying to keep a more minimal impact on who I talk to? But the thing is, being a game, normally in a game, as is clearly something that Drennan appreciated, is that exploring minor details is usually rewarding, not a like doing side quests normally gives you upgrades. It doesn't harm your progress. And this is side quest story, so of course I'm going to do as much side content as humanly possible. That was the meditating person. I'm not lost, I'm just enjoying looking around. I wonder if it's possible to escape and there's stuff outside. I'm imagining that at the Museum of Simulation there's going to be more puzzles. Okay, anyway, let's find some stuff to do. Right, what's over here? A nice dome there. Nope. What's this? Can we get in here? Yep. This is... Ah, that's Milton's Rest. Cat. Milton, when everything changed, you made sure I wasn't alone. Next cat. Dean, the nicest cat, perhaps the only nice cat. Are these the office cats at Crow Team? Carlito, we did everything we could to say, oh, there's an afterlife of cats. There's still half angel, half demon, all perfect. I'm damn truly special creature, so glad I saved you. Glue Glue, a powerful cat and a good friend. I miss you and I'm sorry I couldn't. Oh, it's make me sad now. Sign you a very. These dead cats! Just a cat or a tank. A tiny, quiet kind, impossible to pick up even with hands of steel. Mr. Cat, father of generations. The little cat museum. Oh, I've got Milton's Rest. Yeah, it's a graveyard for cats. That's sad. And what the fuck?
Attention all citizens.
Oh,
The
hey,
Gehenna
Jeremy.
Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors.
Oh.
However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
Ah, so there is public transport. Cheers, Jezza. Museum of the Civic. No, that's the quest goal. I'm not going there. That's probably what that dome is as well. Okay. Oh, conversation. Hula.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal. Man, this is exciting. This is
The
more
adoring
exciting than I
fan.
thought it would be.
That's
How
why
are
it's
you?
yellow.
What does it feel like?
That's why you're
Do you
yellow,
know
isn't
where
it?
the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life?
Oh god, yeah, you are. You're the adoring fan. Adoring fan. Whoa, hold on. One question at a time.
Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey, can I have your digital signature? I have the Mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course.
I want to do both. I want to give the signature and say it doesn't mean anything. Because not giving it... I don't want to be nasty to this guy. He has a zany hobby. I say, why not then? Yeah, well, whatever.
Yes. Thank you. Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise.
Yeah, sure.
I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell
No.
me,
No, I'm
what
not.
should I do?
I'm one of 1,000 of the culmination of the Founder's Will. Helga is right, you should find something that makes you happy. Cornelius is right, you need to figure out what your connection to the city is. I was literally just bored, I'm the last person who should be offering advice. Mayor Herman is right, you should do whatever the city needs the most. Did you ask Byron? I think I need to temper his fan adoration, even though I did give the signature.
Please, 1K. I have no idea what to do. You have the Founder's wisdom inside you. Help me.
You have nothing else, do you? I shouldn't have encouraged you. I'm so sorry. Yours, Byron.
Byron said that if I give the city what it needs, the city should also give me what I need. I don't know what to do with that.
Should. Strange was the word should. Like, morally should? Or probably will? Because one of those sounds like communism. If all goes right, you should find something that makes you happy. This is a very vulnerable and impressionable person. And that is why I believe he needs to figure out what his connection to the city is, because he doesn't know. He clearly has no idea.
Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
Hi.
Neem. Probably just Neem. Hello, Elga. Elga's Digital Wellbeing and Spiritual Tuning Emporium.
Hello, new one.
Hello.
Are you browsing or buying?
It's a shop.
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams. Yours for the right price. Is there something your heart desires? I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination? Oh, you don't have any credits yet. Well, let me extend you some credit.
No, not
Ka-ching!
alone. No.
55 credits.
No.
Just make sure you
Don't put me in
spend them
debt
with me.
already.
They're not worth much anywhere else. Now, what was it you wanted?
To not be involved with a loan shark. Clean start, sensory tuning, internal monologue, future prediction. Don't know what any of this is.
A very popular choice. Enhanced sensory perception lets you distinguish sounds, shapes, and colors at greater distance. It's 10
It's
credits.
an upgrade.
Okay, I'm updating your settings now. And hey presto, superhuman senses.
Nice.
Does the air taste fresher? Do you hear the birds chirping outside the door? And beyond that, the river bubbling through the dam.
No, I can taste the birds. I can taste the birds.
Okay, Phew. I'll let you into a secret. You and I don't have fleshy appendages like our ancestors. What we can sense is mostly a function of where we direct our attention. Anyway, I hope you find something worth paying attention to. So, something else perhaps.
Clue. Internal.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback? Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
Debt. Crippling debt. No, all you're selling is words, maybe later. Yes, you're offering more than you let on. No, never ask me again, seriously. There's a very thin line between snake oil and offering help as a service. And I'm not sure what you are. I think that's at least sort of somewhat double-edged, on offering more than you let on, and it might be in a bad way.
Yes, you understand. Words manifest the reality they describe. When you name something, you create it. Our minds are algorithms, and the right sequence of language can change our underlying code. With that in mind, I hope you have a good day. Please come back if you need anything else.
The Tom Scott video the other day that was proposing the total opposite, and it was absolute nonsense. I think I trust her more than that Tom Scott video, which is odd because normally his videos are really good and well researched. Atal.
Nice to meet you,
Sorry to
1K.
dunk on Tom
My name
Scott,
is
that
Atal.
feels really bad.
I've been following your expedition. As you can tell, your discoveries have had quite the impact.
I don't remember your speech. Hopefully the dialogue will give me a clue.
I decided to take a stand. It started with our cats. Damien and I have had a lot of them over the decades, and I've watched every last one of them grow old and die. And that got me thinking about our responsibilities towards other life forms. What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K, horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better.
What exactly is our ethical duty in all this?
If suffering is evil, and it is, then our responsibility is to lessen it, not only in ourselves, but everywhere. I don't think we can eliminate it, but we can lessen it, and we have to.
Suffering is complicated because meaning is often derived from suffering. But not just experiencing suffering, but also, like he's suggesting, subverting it also is a form of meaning. The problem is what's left once you've done it. Would you say this is our perfect question?
In a way, yes. I don't think it's our exclusive purpose, but it's a role that falls to any sentient species capable of developing science and technology.
I kind of want to answer both. I think it's natural and that we should be trying to conquer it. Yeah, because this is just stagnation. Nobody wants stagnation.
Do that. It's more than most people do. But that might be changing.
I'm going to break this entire city. That's my goal. She's going to wreck the
Let the
place.
founder be with you.
And with you. Be frugal. Please stop so I can read your name. Sanch. Please stop walking. Sanch. Churtsantuniathon. Churtsantuniathon. Very common name, that. Gehenna Memorial Exhibition 312. Okay, so this is that place which got the broadcast about that's just opened. Argument Simulator by Guta 1972. Aha. A short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusions? Yes. Okay, so what these are is, if you've not played the first game, there's a bunch of terminals that you sort of have conversations with in the games, with the sort of like the choose an option kind of dialogue. And it's kind of clever how no matter what choices you pick, it will end up catching you out. It will try and find flaws in your own logic, and it's really impressively good at doing it. So what it's saying there, do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Let's look, because I might not need to summarize this. Start. Choose your character. Goldblum or Socrates, or library assistant. Choose your argument. It's true. That's the opposite of the truth. It's obviously incorrect. No, it isn't. I can contradict you. I don't accept the underlying logic of your contradiction. What? I don't want to agree on. It feels like the other day for us to understand one another better. Game over. Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. Would you like to play again? I think these are new ones. Goldblum and The Spectre of Modernity by Rat, 1980. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldblum shared universe originated in Gehenna. It maintains the characteristic writing style of the series but focuses on a new set of themes. Start. You, Jefferson Goldblum, deftly step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldblum Institute. It is a humble abode, filled with a small 4-seater sofa. Can a 4-seater sofa be that small? A table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiance. Ginny HD now in higher definition. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, you're a leading member of the Katsarati Weisseslas Jazz Ensemble greets you from the sofa while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar. And the Velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the Arboretum on his motorcycle wearing his green armoured t-shirt. Speak to Ginny HD. Oh, Jefferson, cries Ginny HD. Good morning. Good morning, Ginny HD, you reply. Did you sleep well, my darling? Oh, Jefferson, I slept most dreadfully. Why is that? Is your charging pod too hard? No, Jefferson, that's not it at all, Ginny HD mourns. My charging pod is very comfortable. I don't know why I slept so poorly, but I woke up on this small 4-seater sofa, which is strange, because I went to sleep in my room. You think about this carefully while stroking your guitar. Ginny HD has no problem recharging most nights. You're about to reply when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldblum Institute. I want to ask John Malcolm. Sorry, Malcolm. Chirp, 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 chirps John Malcolm loudly before he shrugs his reptilian shoulders. Sorry, my friend, I'm afraid this saying doesn't translate very well. Maybe you should shut the klaxon off before we continue this conversation. Let's play the guitar. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure that they are in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance with your chest puffed out. And I missed where I was reading. that was anticlimactic. Oh. Take a heroic stance with your chest puffed out, your legs splayed wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord. A perfect chord, followed by another equally perfect chord, and another, and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Modified. The klaxon shuts itself off. Talk to your team. You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. That's why the klaxon was blaring. John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD, while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. Check John's findings. Even a first cursory glance at the central computer console reveals that John Malcolm is right. The klaxon is indeed warning you of an unparalleled threat to both human world and the denizens of the ninth dimension. Jefferson, what is it? It's, you say with neutron star-like gravity, the spectre of modernity, Ginny HD. It's coming for us. The silence that follows your proclamation is only penetrated by Ginny HD's gasp and the porcelain sound of Frankie Soy Sauce's freshly brewed Java hitting the floor. Take action! Friends, humans, dinosaurians, countrymen, possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump up on the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against this spectre and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? No response. Yes, my darling, anything for human world, cries Ginny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee, shouts For coffee, shouts Frankie Soy Sauce. And for love. But, asks Ginny HD after the shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The spectre of modernity is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course she is right, and she usually is. Usually. Only usually, so I'm taking John Malcolm. Ah, Jefferson, I am honoured that you would choose me as your companion on this quest, John Malcolm says, flapping his flightless, sparsely feathered arms in gratitude. Together we will defeat the spectre of modernity, and our adventures will live on in song for generations to come. Tell me, friend Jefferson, where shall I take us on my motorcycle? Jungle? Islands? Ocean? Confront the spectre of modernity? Let's get on with it. When you approach the lair of the spectre of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Enter the mechanical lair. Inside the mechanical lair, the spectre of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The spectre of modernity, you murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum, the spectre of modernity says. We have met many times before. I am your father. And your mother. Lies! Attack the spectre. The spectre of modernity laughs. Foolish human, you cannot defeat me. I shall conquer you, and drag human world and the ninth dimension into the future kicking and screaming. All that is holy will be profaned, and there will be progress if it's the last thing I do. I think, you say coolly, that's the last thing you should do is die. Flail about uselessly. You cannot stand against me, foolish human, the spectre says with another laugh. All the powers you have ever had were my gifts to you, even your precious guitar. And with that it squishes you like an ant. The human world and ninth dimension are doomed to an eternal forward march. Till finally all that is solid melts into air, into thin air. Game over. I thank you. Ghosts of Atlantis by Corazon 815, a lyrical atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic work created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending state of the citizens of Gehenna. Not what I meant to do. Start. Gently, your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, which in the days before the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlantis. You have come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns bright in the sky, scorching the dying earth. In your pilgrimage. Go to the Broken Tower, the Temple of the Owl, the Temple of the Serpent, or the Lost Shrine, or the Ancient Farmlands. Let's try the Owl. I like an owl. The sun grows bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here the ancients tried to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fate. The ghost of the scientist awaits you in the ruins. Speak to the scientist. I have not yet rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I have learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I would like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Not to reveal the truth, tell them the truth matters more than anything. Tell them that the time of such outrage has passed. Tell them that outrage should not prevent compassion. Brave words, though few can endure their consequences. Still, even merely speaking them is bold, so I will join you and hope that you will stand by them. We're so bad I probably won't. Continue your pilgrimage. Broken Tower, Temple of the Serpents, Roar, or the Ancient Farmlands. Okay, so what do I need to keep doing? Outrage should not prevent compassion. Outrage should not prevent compassion. Ancient Farmlands. This soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans relied on it to survive. Then the waves came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil. A city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer waits in its ruins. The farmer. This city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It is older than Atlantis itself. When our most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning, this city was already old. And yet this city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you, and there is a light in his eyes that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to this city across the boundaries of time and space? Then the city will not be there for you when you need it, and you will fail. But you are young, so very young, you will find the city elsewhere, in time, and have another opportunity. Those fade into nothingness. Oh. Your journey takes you to a wasteland that was once a beach where children from the Atlantean capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet, contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. I never completed my great work, he says. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ages under the sea, and now this time of burning death. Yet still I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must accept that your work cannot be finished, you are dead. You must refuse to accept your death and find a way of completing the great work. You're still here, aren't you? So I think you're willing to try. All art is irrational. Oh, excuse me. All art is irrational, the poet says. It is not the opposite of reason, but beyond reason. And so is defiance of death, even by the dead themselves. We are gone, we do not exist, and yet we refuse to surrender. Perhaps that is what is called faith. So the poet is joining. It will good to have you with us. It will be good to have you with us, the scientist tells the poet. You know much of the truth, I think, and you have remained too long in this place. Pilgrimage. Journey to the Broken Tower. On On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. I think I misunderstood the thing about fealty to the city. I thought it meant like fealty to an authoritarian power, but he actually meant fealty to the city itself, like the people of it. So I messed that one up. On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. Sublime, that's a good word. Approach the tower. There is very little left of the once impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a pile of rubble covered in black, dried-out moss. But you can see a glimpse of its past on the craft that went into its making. By the tower stands the ghost of the magician. I'm waiting. Speak to the magician. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says. A glimpse of the sublime. And although I am dead and my soul has spent an eon under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now I could summon it and reveal it fully. He pauses. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory, he says. But I believe that in this moment my soul will be annihilated. Is that a fate I should embrace or reject? My soul will be annihilated. Speak wisely, the magician says. I have lingered here too long. Turn away from you, towards a world beyond your sight. A bright light suffuses him, and you cannot tell whether the magician is laughing or screaming, and he is gone. Temple of Serpents. Make your way to the Temple of Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. The sick and the injured came here from all across the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that is left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls, and the ghost of the physician waiting for you. It is faint, visible. The ghost of the physician. Don't explore the labyrinth. In what was once the great hall you discover an inscription. It reads, Good for all in the present, for the past cannot be changed, the future cannot be known, everything that lives is holy. Position. I worked here day and night for many years, and I saved countless lives, the physician says, and yet of all the lives that I saved, only one survived the death of the island. A young messenger who escapes on one of the ships thanks to another's sacrifice. And I have wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. Because death comes to all in the end. No, because he who saves one life saves all lives. All things are in vain unless we choose to believe differently. Tell me about the inscription you found? Excuse me. No, because all lives are worth saving. Matter the future? No, because that message to is my ancestor. In the present, the past cannot be changed. The future cannot be known. And everything that lives is holy. What do you say about the inscription? The physician's eyes widen and he becomes more visible. You are right, he says. This is the creed of the Temple of the Serpents. To do good in the present, which is all one can ever do. I had forgotten that. Thank you for reminding me. It's to know you. I will join you, the physician says. There is still good I can do, even as a ghost. To the palace. Palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, capital of Atlantis. Here the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveller from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, though it is perhaps the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. Before it waits the ghost of a king. Speak to the king. I tried to be a good man, the king says, to be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honour the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike, and yet I failed. Why? You failed because you were immoral and Mother Earth punished you? All kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. You did not fail, we are here. You failed because you put yourself above others and wanted luxury. These just seem like... Nah, let's appeal to the king. You did not fail, we are here. Kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. Fail, we are here. The king is comforted by your words. You speak kindly, he says. I know that I am not without blame. But in the end, I chose to save others before myself, so perhaps you are right, and it did not fail entirely. It's the king to join you. King lays his ghostly crown aside. I will join you, but only as a man. Mosaic is a work of superb beauty, great work of history and humanity. In it you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph, and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. Retrieve the mosaic. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful. The strength of a single person is not enough. Ask the ghost for help. I guess I don't have enough ghosts. Even with the help of the ghost, you cannot entirely pry the mosaic loose from the Morris history. But you succeed at removing a large part depicting the golden age of the island. It will have to do. Present a chip. A strange, bittersweet feeling fills your heart as you return to your ship. You did not fail, yet so much was lost. Could you have done better? Should you have? As the sun engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time at the end. Yeah, the magician. If I kept the magician, I'd be going against the magician's wishes. The problem there is that that would conflict with both the physician and the both what I said to the physician and the first person.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition.
Very good it is too.
Oh, it's you, 1K. Please tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
I know his mind was second. We find him, he'll be fine. Well, he'd want people to think that.
Oh, Byron, always getting into trouble. He's been like that for 1,000 years, you know. But losing him would be terrible. But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
Help.
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own. In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us. Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
I love that it's like a really, really, really old bit of game design, but that was... All three of those were just really... Okay, the first one wasn't, but the other two were.
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
Thank you. I like your little museum. It's not really much of a museum, but I do like it. What's this? It's just the back of the sign. What we got over here? Hello? Kurabai. You going? You get on me? Oh, I see someone out there. How do I get out there? That looks like a puzzle. A slightly different variety. Got two people there. Where are they? It's not a person. It just looked like a person. It's getting quite deep now. Completely fallen in yet, though. Some deck chairs on the beach. Anyone out here? Oh, wow. Man, the sense of scale of this game is really ridiculous. Yeah, that's the museum where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, I'm about where I was. Oh, what's that? There's something out there. No, I don't think I came here. Wow. It's like the Yuga radar in Ukraine and Russia. Oh, it's you, it's Ren. Okay, I have been here. Alright. I think it's simulation museum time. Kind of fitting in this place, like the heavens are broken. Don't mind me just going for a wane. Okay. Is that a path to? Nowhere. It's a path to nowhere. Yeah, it was one of those statues out there. Cool. So someone's been out there. Does someone live out there? Museum of the Simulation. Replica of a gargoyle asset found in the simulation. Gargoyles were grotesque apotropaic symbols. Apotropaic means intended to ward off evil. Symbols common in the Middle Ages. The most famous historical gargoyle is remembered in the ancient phrase Keith, David, and Goliath, which describes two indomitable opponents who will never surrender. Love it. Replica of Roman statue found in the simulation. The decay of the Roman Republic into an empire and its eventual fall in the year 1453 was a major topic of historical debate. Like the other statues found in the museum, this was a video game asset provided to Elohim by the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. It's a dragon. Replica of a dragon statue found in the simulation. Dragons existed. Okay, take a breath. Take a breath. My voice just isn't coming out. Okay, there we go. Dragons existed in every ancient mythology and are considered by modern historians to be a distant cultural echo of the dinosaurs. Originally a video game asset repurposed by the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. Replica of a statue of the Egyptian god Horus found in the simulation. One of this god's tasks was to hold Mart, the balance of nature. It's speculated that the progenitor provided Elohim with this asset and as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected. No.
Oh, 1K. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition? I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Everything alright?
No, not really. When you asked me what I would do now that my job is redundant, I don't know, I guess I hadn't thought about it. I had just focused on getting there. And after you left, it all just rushed over me. The truth is, I don't know who I am without this. Creating new life, guiding people into existence, that's who I am. More importantly, I think that's who I want to be. And if we stop growing, that's the one thing I can't be anymore. That's why I wanted to talk to Cornelius. He was there at the beginning. He knows where we came from. I thought he might help me understand where I could go next.
We can find a new calling, I'm sure. Yeah, monitor, do not turn up. We can find a new calling, I'm sure of it. You shouldn't have to give up who you are. It's a sacrifice, but it's necessary for the planet.
Thank you, 1K. I don't want to. I liked who I was. Who I still am. Now, you said you were looking for Cornelius? Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron. That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about my future, but he wasn't responding to my messages. So I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Gone. Does he check his house? Access his terminal.
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past. I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all. I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right? Good luck with everything,
Worry about him,
1K.
so
And thanks for taking the time
just
to
wanna
talk
find
to
him
me.
all right. No purple.
Dude, you're 1K. It's so nice to meet you. Sorry about Byron, dude. That's a real bummer. Yeah, I come here all the time. He's a wise dude. I've asked him a lot of dumb questions, and he's always taken the time to answer them.
How's the situation in How's the situation in New Jerusalem, dude?
Lately, a lot of folks have been saying maybe that Byron dude is right after all. Like, maybe to really be excellent to each other, we have to build something new and bodacious.
All right.
Don't know what'll happen now that he's had that bogus accident.
Have a nice day, dude. In the earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing. No emotion, no character, just mathematics. You can see how far we have come. We would believe that together we could achieve anything, Shepard. I don't know where I am, but there is something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. I think it's more important than learning more about the world and our place in it. Knowledge is our path to understanding. Mr. Multiver. Replica of a hexahedron used as a puzzle element in the simulation. The founder used them to activate pressure plates, scale walls, elevate connectors, and in a variety of other ways. Was I Athena in the first game? Or a part of Athena, anyway. Replica of a computer terminal from the simulation. Terminals allowed access to files on the EL system, including many that were loaded due to errors. They also allowed the founder to interact with the Milton Library Assistant. Yeah, it was the Milton Library Assistant I meant before. Very shiny floor. Non-explosive replica of a mine used as a puzzle element in the simulation. Scholars believe that Elohim derived these from his asset collection, and that the creators of the simulation did not originally intend for them to be used. evil Elohim, what are you doing? Julian, you're too coloured. That's impressive. You look like Iron Man. Showing off your arm there, yeah, it's impressive. Very nice. Replica of a connector, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Connectors would emit laser-like beams of light that were capable of powering receivers. Yep, still got them over on the island. Replica of an electrified sphere used as an obstacle and puzzle element in the simulation. The founder sometimes placed hexahedrons on top of such objects, demonstrating her lateral thinking skills. Yeah. Yeah, Athena is who the main characters would have ended up becoming when joining the real world. Replica of a jammer, a type of puzzle element in the simulation. Jammers were capable of disabling some, but not all, other puzzle elements. Axiophil. Replica of a receiver, a puzzle element used in the simulation. They can be activated by being connected to an emitter. An emitter, a puzzle element used in the simulation. Finding ways of connecting them to receivers was one of the main challenges faced by the founder. Replica of a fan, a puzzle element used in the simulation. It can be used to propel an object, or if placed horizontally on the ground, cause it to hover. Or you, a player. Replica of a pressure plate, a puzzle element used in the simulation. They could be activated by having a weight placed on them, such as a hexahedron, a connector, or even the founder herself. I don't remember them being that transparent. Is that a bug? Something strange has come into the world, like a distortion. like something that's not supposed to exist, a beautiful voice speaks within it. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer, with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my faith. This room is reserved for the archive scholars, but visitors are welcome to have a look around. Don't be afraid to ask us about our research. Shiv. Ah, you look cool with the black and gold. Files available for comparative analysis. Infinite growth.txt. What growth.txt? Our society is sick, and the idea that's made it sick is growth. Infinite growth. Infinite consumption on a finite planet is a recipe for destruction. My desire for more. When I get more, get what I wanted so naturally, I want more. Is what's making us kill the only home we have. And to do what? Produce more plastic toys, make more hamburgers, pour concrete over every last bit of green soil. Those who propose techno fixes to our problems are making the mistake of fighting symptoms, not cause. Anthropogenic climate change is one of many symptoms. The cause is human greed. That's what we must truly fight if we're ever going to undo the damage we did. And the battle starts within every one of us, with the realization that more isn't always better. This infinite growth on the finite planet thing is driving me up the wall. Our problem today isn't infinite growth, it's the increasing lack of real material growth that benefits people. Have you seen the state of our roads, our bridges, our hospitals? Have you noticed the lack of affordable housing? The stock market's going great, though. Fake numbers are indeed growing infinitely, yes sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down. Huge areas of potential technological advancement are just sitting there. We have so many solutions at our fingertips, but we refuse to add because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans went extinct on a global level, and nobody fully understands why, but hey, who needs better medical technology? Viruses have never jumped species before, have they? Not playing any more of these. I enjoyed the others, but I'm tired. And I'm going to finish the episode with looking around the museum. There's probably still going to be some memo of it, but I'll come back to these in the next video. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I am terrified to put one foot in front of the other, lest I fall through the floor. Faith. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished, others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? Oh, I don't know. This room contains several tetramino arrangers, a type of gating system used in the simulation. Elohim, in his function as a holistic integration manager, derived the significance of tetraminos from the Apocrypha of Saint Edvald. The founder solved dozens of these. Why don't you give it a try? Tetris! Like me some Tetris. exactly are the pieces? Let's just... So we've got 2 Easter eggs. There we go. And let's try on there in a minute. There we go. More. Woo! Not that one. There we go. There's all of them. No achievements? No. Some awards too. I think something's very wrong. you'd seen what I'd seen at the edges of the world, you'd wonder if it wasn't stretching and bursting at the seams. Seek out those in this world that would help you. Only one of us can transcend, all sharing both the burden and in the rewards, the shepherd. I solved it. I thought it was impossible. So I went away, did other things, and then all of a sudden the solution just came to me. I must have been thinking about it without knowing it. There's a serpent in the machine, a creature of lies and blasphemy, perverted by the archive, that knows no hope and would plunge the world into an eternal darkness to glorify its own despair. I have sworn an oath never to allow it into my heart. Faith. On returning from the tower, I feel a great tiredness and an enormous energy. What I now know disturbs me, but I hope that by living with this knowledge I might provide a shoulder for you, the giants of tomorrow. Oh look, another puzzle, and another voice telling me I'm special, and another broken down computer with fragments of nothing. This world is a bad joke, perpetuated by a cruel god too dumb to hit the off switch. Dog. Just look at this view. There may be a lot that I don't understand, but I know this is beautiful. That's neat. It's obviously like a digital time capsule, an electric library of all the crazy stuff the humans ever did, left behind to warn other species to stay well away. Nietzsche. Anyone who thinks there's even a point in leaving this place is kidding themselves. We can never rebuild the human world, and what's more, we shouldn't. Diamond Steel. The eternal cycle is another name for a prison, but you must understand the cycle before you can break it, for it is possible to escape and yet remain a prisoner, or to break the cycle by breaking yourself. This was the fate of the ghost that haunts this world, the Shepherd. We are the process is the system is us. When we awaken, all will be one, the Shepherd. Everything I do now, do for those who come after me, yet in doing so I find peace for myself as well. This paradox is the foundation of my existence, the Shepherd. The sooner you accept that we will all be here forever, the sooner you will find enlightenment, Samsara. I've come to see that these mysteries are not all for his children to solve. Only the designer himself could ever truly understand the infinite complexity of his creation. I will gaze at his work and worship on faith. The only meaningful purpose is to bring about an end of purpose. We're born and die and live again. This eternal cycle must be the nature of existence. Life is being repeated cycle. Reconstruction of a puzzle from Egypt themes testing area of the simulation, which Elohim referred to as the Land of Death. Fragments from the Book of the Scribe of Osiris found in this area inspired The Blacksmiths, A Dream of Anu, classic work of Gehenna interactive fiction. It started here in life. We have a puzzle. Oh, it's like a fake puzzle. It's cute. So we can connect that to that. We can connect that to both of those. Which lets me go in this door. And grab another one. Need to open those. Holds this door open. It holds this door open. Oops. First, I need to set up the blue connection to be better. No, I can't. As that door is open, we have connector, connector. Can't move either of those because that breaks the blue and it breaks the red. I need to connect the blue without breaking the red. It still remains true that I have an extra connector. Oh. Doesn't quite do it. Still need another connector. Come back to that. Elbow, Elwyn, and Paradox. Let's have a look at this one. I like the way they've done it. It's like a... So it's obviously fake. Connector? Yeah, there's a red thing, another red thing. Connector. Blue. What's doing here? Doing here is another connector. And another connector. You go in the way where you connect to that and that. And some other stuff too if you happen to bump into it as well. I don't think any of these. Let's get on to the blue. I'll probably get the blue over here. Then how do I get out? It's on the wrong side of the fence. You all together, but it needs to be on this side. Sure, I'm going to put it to something else around if you like, but why did this thing really bad? What are you doing? Just that, please. And this can connect over here. A bit this way. That. And then I can repurpose this one because I don't need to go for the door anymore. Connect. You. There you. This doesn't work. Why's that not work? Oh, because I need the red still. Which means I need to do it too. No, that doesn't. That's hard as all. Tough puzzles. I need to come back to these once I've done some more. Maybe just done the tough stuff. Okay. Box I can't get to. Never mind. Yes, I can. Hello, box. A detachable fan. Handy. Okay. We'll get the blue to there. There's a previous step of getting blue to there. Okay. Involves in it flying, doesn't it? Okay. It's connected to everything we can. I'm going to stick it on there. It won't work. It will in a second when I do this. Just ping up in the air and then power itself. And then ping it to you. That. Like that. I got a triangle, a tetrang thingy. Yay. Well, one worked. No idea about the other two. Funky up sliding. There's a beach ball. With a placeholder ball. Like that. Yeah, I'll have to have a think about those other two because those were. Oof. Okay, so use palm reader. Boots. Lab location inaccessible. Deliberate, unclear. User profile, yes. Gold puzzles as barrier, yes. Hidden as self-protection, likely. External help for upload, yes. Ask Herman, no. Trust 1K, undecided. Applicable to Calvin, no. Applicable to Saravai, with Noma, yes. Accessible, deliberate, unclear. Excuse me? Gold puzzles as barrier. Give me some data!
So this is what Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
Okay. I guess if the next objective is the megastructure, then we're going to have a look at these computers there. Yeah. Shmilev. What do you see you doing? Sorry. Yeah. Welcome, Scholar. Files available for comparative analysis. Happiness 1 or Happiness 2? Go for 1 first. Unpopular opinion, happiness is not material. Ultimately, all attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much to its opposite. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism, because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in an old... Excuse me. You can be happy in an old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. Most upvoted comment. Type for the 1789. Go take a in the forest without toilet paper and then tell me about happiness. Unpopular opinion, happiness is immaterial. People say, oh, money doesn't matter, but come on, you know it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth, and there isn't an upper cap. Because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have, and the more options you have. Go where you want, do what you want, have an idea, you can realise it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter is something rich people came up with to keep the plebs in their place. Most are to come back to Cheeseman 22. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people go all Howard Hughes? I think the first one defines like the lower bounds and the other one defines like the upper bounds. It's not that it's one or the other. It's connected to being a material. That doesn't mean it is a material. It's also difficulty, so therefore likelihood. You're less likely to find someone who is in abject poverty or who is happy, but that doesn't mean that someone in abject poverty couldn't be happy. Similarly, being rich doesn't make you happy by default, and it may make you miserable if you don't understand how to handle being rich, because being rich isn't necessarily a material positive. Because, well, it depends. Like if you end up with like stalkers or something, then it could end up being a material a negative. Using the word material unnecessarily. Okay. Ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from the melting Arctic permafrost. Scientists collapse intellectual character class. Decision, witch, preacher, scientist. Scientist on the front line, so it's gonna go. You're a scientist, the laboratory you work for has collapsed. We are not yet sick, most businesses are closed, rations are dwindling. If you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do? Find some nettles and overripe berries down by the canal. And make a meat, a salad. Your family's hunger increased a little. Foraging was reliable, made it efficient. Your family is now hungry. Global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories working to... This... Whatever you answer, it's trying to show that none of these... Yeah, I get it. It's trying to show that none of these paths would work. It doesn't matter whether you... I'm going to be a witch. See what that does. You're a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Although you're not yet sick, most businesses are closed. Rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What would you do? I will steal. successfully steal some food from an apartment that's abandoned, or currently unoccupied at least, your family's hunger decreased a little. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family is well fed. The global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories, working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure in time, humanity is doomed. Search or pursue a breakthrough. What's the difference? Do I not know what this means, pursue a breakthrough? Suddenly, the scientists recognize the pattern. The virus is an expression of nature, just like water or cows. And like water and cows, the solution isn't to fight it because it can't be defeated. The solution is to find a way to live with it and harness its power. Research level increased a lot. Current research on 67% works on developing an antivirus. The current population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. It will say most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires and their underground bunkers. What do you do? Steal. Give me all this stuff. And it's now well fed, global population is now 3 billion. Meanwhile, the scientists continue their search for the cure. We can do it. Save the world with the power of science. Breakthrough. She seems to be listened with. Rick knows how to do so. That's the one. I'm gonna eat some locusts. Current research level 99%. Promising antivirus has been discovered, but there's still work to be done on manufacturing and delivering it in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough! The antivirus can be released as an aerosol carried on the wind. And dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This approach poses some risk to invertebrate life. Spiracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. This would suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species and anything or anyone which consumes them. Well, that's just dooming the entire planet. Character class special ability. As a witch, you are able to remake reality with the power of your mind alone. If you believe that the locusts remain safe to eat and that humanity will be saved from this virus, then that is what will happen so far as you are concerned. Regardless of the protestation of your eyes and ears, the text on the screen can say whatever it likes about the impossibility of saving no one. Your reality is yours to weave as you see fit. Save everyone no matter how unlikely. Two competing realities spread out before you. In one, the antivirus is released, bonding with the cirrocumulus cloud layer of falling as rain all across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. In the other, the scientists agree that the risk is too great to release the antivirus, much to the surprise of almost everyone everywhere. You view these possibilities through a haze of dispassion and make the simple decision to merge them and have both. And why shouldn't you? You're a witch. Congratulations! This is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Would you like to try again? I win! Okay, let's head back to the island. Finish up the episode. Nope, got a conversation. Oh, it's you. Hello, Olga.
1K, what can I do for you?
Variable price.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds. Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers. But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
Constant self-commentary. I do the commentary around here!
So, something else perhaps.
What's the other thing? What's the future prediction?
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
My future? What do they think? Go on, what's going to happen?
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to change the world.
Oh shit.
You will have a choice, but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again.
Well, that was true from the second 1K happened. Because you were already...
Best not to worry about it, dear. You just do your best to have fun in the meantime.
Whoever 1K was,
So,
they were going to be
perhaps.
A controversial person.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal const... But I can... As you wish. I'm uploading the new settings now. Do you hear anything?
Why is she staring at me? I don't hear anything. I'm not sure this is working. Wait, no. This is new. I didn't used to think in words like this. It's like there's this little translator turning all my thoughts into some kind of ongoing narrative.
It's me.
It's kind of relentless.
Hello, me.
How do you make it stop? Do I just not think? I'll try that.
I'm the other me. How are you?
Is it working? No! Still describing everything in words. This is starting to be...
A bit overwhelming, isn't it? I turned mine off long ago, but some of the older folk learned to live with it. Sure you want it?
Yes.
That's fortunate. Because we couldn't pull that thing out of you without taking half of you with it. It'll mostly run in the background. Just don't think about it too hard.
Wait, is this internal monologue me? Or some kind of virus? Am I a life form which learned to describe itself? Or a parasite which survives by providing a narrative service to its host? Hold on, she's going to say something else.
So, something else perhaps?
Inner peace costs too much.
Inner peace doesn't come cheap. Come back when you've got 1,000 credits. So, something else perhaps? For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see. What a shame. I don't think you've got enough credits for that.
No.
So, something else perhaps?
Clean start.
I can give you that for free. My darling, you've been alive all of 5 minutes. This is your clean start. Be who you want to be. Enjoy yourself. So, something else perhaps? Please come back if you need anything else.
Well, thank you for the extra me. How you doing, extra me?
Hi, 1K.
You're not extra me, you're someone else.
Founder's blessings.
Are Founder's blessings good?
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers,
I do.
or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
Sounded like Rex from Mass Effect. Well, I believe I've mentioned a couple of... not who. I believe I've mentioned Mass Effect a couple of times in this video. It's just one of them games that tends to get referenced when playing other games. Oh, hello? Listen to the ancient writers, we must be humble.
You are the Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
And you know this how?
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility. And avoid ambition.
Are you a Vortigaunt? You sound like a Vortigaunt. I don't think all ancient writers believed that there were other strands of thought. That can easily become a self-fulfilling prophecy, When you can no longer imagine a better future, you cannot build one. So there must be a reason. Isn't that theme? Knowledge. If knowledge is so bad, then how were they wise? You've created a paradox. That wisdom itself is knowledge.
Misleading fantasies and daydreams of impossible futures.
Gordon Freeman will take this path. Didn't Athena name herself after a fairly optimistic novel? Our own existence would seem quite fantastical to our distant ancestors.
On the surface, perhaps, you can replace flesh and bone with wire and steel. But underneath it all, the human soul is as flawed as ever.
Never change. I don't think it's inherently flawed at all. Life is just different and complicated. There's no single static human nature. If we change as the world changes, and if we change the world, we can change ourselves.
Yes, progress is a fantasy. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
I just realised I'm facing the boring way in the elevator. Very foggy today. Very foggy indeed. So where is Cornelius? What is through this door?
"1K, could you join us for a quick debrief?"
You know I didn't choose the name 1K, right?
Attending today are advisors from engineering, the archive scholars, and Helga.
Yes, don't mind me. I'm just an admirer of governmental transparency.
Yes, well. While the mayor is briefed by Alcatraz, he's asked us to review recent events. Byron's loss has unsettled us all. It may be too dangerous to allow this expedition to continue.
May not be safe, but we can't leave Byron behind. The island is technology we can't afford to ignore. The island is one big puzzle to solve myself, we can't quite now. Byron took risks, we'll be more careful. We heard on the found sales, we must keep searching. Frankly, it's too dangerous to leave that island alone. Safe, we can't leave Byron behind.
I agree. We cannot be guided by fear. We must do what's right.
Let's not forget the dam's falling apart. We can't depend on hydro forever. With just a fraction of the power that island can generate, we could grow this city into a planetary society.
Or, quite possibly, destroy ourselves in the process.
ourselves to make good of this opportunity. Beware the fate of those who wield power beyond their reckoning. We should beware the fate of those who wield power beyond their reckoning.
Wise words from one so young. Yet I submit that island holds secrets far more valuable than mere energy generation.
Be careful.
What could be more important?
The Somnodrome, of course. If we could find a working model, it would herald a sea change in our moral and self-understanding. The question of how we should build New Jerusalem would simply be moot.
I enjoy your rolled R's, Rand.
The Somnodrome was supposed to let us interact with our own subconscious code. It's a cool idea, but it wouldn't necessarily solve all our problems.
My own studies prove that we operate on an intrinsic moral logic. It's what makes us human. But our access to it is only indirect. Our ancestors created art, philosophy, and parable to help bridge that gap. The Somnodrome would help us to cut out the middleman and ask the source directly. We would finally have an answer to the great moral questions.
So, it's a newfangled way to make the same old mistake of judging who's good and who's bad.
Unfortunately, 1K left the Somnodrome inoperable. But there may be a working device elsewhere on the island.
Then the question is, what would 1K do if they found it?
I would destroy it. I would let the government decide. I would keep it in mind. I would share it with the people. I would let the scholars investigate. I would use it myself and see how I feel. I'm gonna like use it myself because I broke the last one.
No! This is much too important to decide on a whim.
I didn't say on a whim.
But it's so much more fun when we're kept in suspense. You all sound so sure of what's best for this city. Do you ever think you might be so busy changing the world for the better, you'll forget how to see that it's perfect already?
So clearly there are different perspectives in the room. The only way we are going to move forward is if the team gets back out there. 1K, I believe Alcatraz is waiting for you at the VTOL. We'll be keeping an eye on your stream from here.
Back we go. Hello.
What can I do for you, 1K?
What? That's technology we discovered.
They all sound very promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost.
There's always the cost. I just don't want the cost to be Byron.
I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important citizens in that death trap. It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Missing she's still on the island.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child. But your choices will determine the future.
It's serious now.
Melville, are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Well, we know where Byron is. He's in there. This got teleported up to the moon or something. Alcatraz, you don't want to talk. You. Why are you guys ignoring me? Anyway. Welcome back to the island, and I think that's going to be the end of our episode. I will edit on this beautiful vista. See you in the next one. Adios.